It is not much big project, so we can't say it is like a monolithic project. But microservices, we had used only two, three microservices on the basic things like communicating with the published template. All those things we have done.
Okay, okay, fine. So I see you have worked on Spring Boot, Spring Hibernate JS. Okay, fine. So why do we use like where have you exactly used Spring Boot in your application? Like,
Uh, my project was a Spring Boot application only. Means we had used the. It is just like a standalone application. We can do it.
like what advantages we get of Spring Boot?
Advantage is like we will get the inbuilt server also, so we can make the standalone application, and it has means mainly it has like auto configuration, means all the configuration based thing we don't need to bother about that. It will be already done, and few annotations are there which makes coding easy.
Oh, so can you tell me the annotations that you have worked on Spring Boot?
Like Spring Boot application,
Hmm?
then @REST controller, @service, @repository, uh, then entity that may come in the Hibernate. Then like in the entity it will be like @ID, then builder, all those things I
Okay.
have used.
Okay. So what does Spring Boot application does?
This Android Spring Boot application annotation is in like combination of three annotations:
Hmm.
at the rate configuration, at the rate component scan, and at the rate enable auto configuration. So at the rate configuration is mainly for the configuration of all the Java related configuration, and at the rate component scan will what it will do, it will scan all the packages and sub packages, and at the rate enable auto configuration will do uh, all the configuration which is done in the class path, and the configuration related to the jars and all. So all these configurations are already, when we write at the rate Spring Boot application, all this type of configuration is automatically done by the Spring Boot internally. So
Okay.
we need to do all these configuration.
Hmm, okay, fine. And how have you connected to your DB?
For connecting to the DB, we have one dependency we have in form.xml, the start JPA, and in our properties file, application.properties file, we have the Spring Data username and Spring Data password. We will be providing, and we will be providing the driver name, all those things, and then it can connect to the database.
No, just having these things won't work, right? We need to configure somewhere, right? Any idea on that?
In in form.xml, we will be having have the configuration
What configuration we have?
uh, for uh, uh, for the connect like Spring Data JPA, Spring Data. Uh,
Okay, fine. You said we get inbuilt server, right? What server we do we get by default?
Tomcat server.
Okay, so in which POM dependency that is defined?
Uh, Spring Boot start. Spring Boot. Exactly, I don't remember.
Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. So, do you have any idea on Spring Boot starter parent dependency? Why do we have it?
Uh, this is the means what this dependency is the main dependency that that is used for
Okay, fine, no problem. So, you have worked on web services?
Yes.
REST API, sir. You said REST API, right?
Yes.
So can you write a sample code for post and show me? Like, can you share your screen and write any API for post? Like, what all annotations you will use at class level, method level?
You want me to write in Notepad or
Anywhere, it's up to you. You can use anything, no problem.
are you able to see my
Can you share your screen?
uh,
Yeah,
are you able to see my
able to see.
screen?
Yeah, able to see now.
So for the post mapping we are asking, right?
Any post? Yeah, you can go with post.
So, when the means REST call comes from the front end, it will hit to the our controller class.
Yeah.
So there we annotate it to at the rate controller. Then, so suppose I'll be returning it to the back to my backend a response DTO. Like, so suppose it is get employees. Means, it will be at the rate controller will be for the class.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Understood.
Yeah, it will be for the class,
Yeah.
and then for method we'll be write post mapping. Here I will give the URI where it has the URL be hit. So suppose post. So suppose I will be finding the employee ID in the URL.
Okay.
So we can pass give as a response like any response like yes the update is successful or something that will be depending in the response dto there will be a method. And as I have sent the employee id in the uri I can read it at the with the help of path variable. I will take it in a string. Then here from the controller mainly we either we go to the facade layer or we go to the service layer. So in a simple application we may need not to write the facade layer. So I'll be calling the service layer. So for the service layer I will have one another class which will be annotated with a service at the rate service. And in that methods will be there. So what I will do in the controller class, I'll be auto wiring that service class. In that controller class, I'll be auto wiring it so that I can use it in the controller class that service object.
Okay.
So employee service, employee service class I have that I am auto wiring here.
So one question here. So on the employee service class, can we annotate it with at the rate controller there?
Um, I means you want. Mainly means at the rate controller, at the rate service, all these annotations are for our understanding purpose. Means we can annotate in like at the rate service, at the rate controller, or at the rate uh, means at the rate controller we should not, because that is for main class where the URI is written. But these annotations like at the rate service, at the rate repository, at the rate component, all those things are like just for our understanding purpose, segregating it layer by layer. That's why it is used. Otherwise, its task is same, similar.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So, on which version of Java have you worked?
Java 8,
Java 8. Can you list down few features of Java 8 that you have worked?
like functional interfaces, the stream API, default method, some date API, these things I have
So,
used. Method references.
okay. So, can you explain how streams works internally?
Uh, a stream takes the collection of data and processes it. So internally, what it does, uh, it means how does the stream work? Means when this collection of object is there, that time one core processor is assigned to it, and that collection of data is processed with that processor, and if we are taking any like math API, then the another new means it will return one new collection of list with some after some manipulation, whatever the result it is, it has to come. That way it will return new collection of data.
Oh, okay, fine, fine, fine. So I have a question for you. So there is a list of employee objects, and employee has name, ID, and city. So I want
Okay,
want the output in such a way that I want the output in such a way that it should have like city and number of employees in that city using
okay.
streams. Can you write code for that? You can use Eclipse or any IDE of your choice.
We will have one. We will have that employee will have name, city, and ID.
Yeah, name, city, and ID.
Yes, so, can I write the main logic, not full code? Mainly, what I will do, like, if I have one employee list,
Hmm?
then that is employee list, I will stream it.
Hmm?
Then, uh, I will call. There is one method, grouping by. That grouping, when we call that method is used for, it will return something in the hash map format. So
See, see, if you were using Notepad, I would have understood. But if you're using Eclipse, then you should write the code. Right, it would be easy, right? Because
I will use Notepad.
okay.
So suppose I have a employee list.
Hmm.
I will means there is employee class that has a city name and ID. And here that employee list I will stream it, and then I can group it by. Here I will can write. Uh, how do you want the output with name and
No, no, with city and number of employees in that city.
with city and number of employees?
Yeah, got it. I understood how
Yeah,
what you're trying to
yeah,
write. Yeah.
and
So,
then it will return a hash map. Sorry, 1 second. Na. QRL. Sorry for that. So it will return the hash map that will have like a city name, and the value it will have like ID, suppose 2, uh, 3, like that. I mean, it will return the hash map like that. So in that I will take the in that then these values we can make, means we can iterate that like with for each, and I can count these numbers.
yes, yes. So, can you explain me what are solid principles?
Uh, solid principle is uh, mainly for it comes in the for the Java, that is like good coding practice. Like S stands for single responsibility. This means that the code which we are writing, that should have like distributed in small method, so that one method can should have only one responsibility. Like there should be not any situation, any method like it is doing the like suppose as example, it is doing some summation of the integers, and then it means that same method it is doing the average of the method, or some different kind of manipulation, like it is doing some string manipulation and all. So this kind of method we should not write. We should write separate method that should have only one method, should have one functionality, so that when if any case, if any bug or any issue comes, it is easy to means debug or fix the issue. uh, Solid O for open and closed principle. Uh, that means uh, in our class should be open for any uh, like for means it should be open for any read purpose, but it should be closed for any modification.
Okay.
And L for Lisco substitution, something like that. Lisco
Hmm.
substitution. And, sorry. And I for I don't remember actually now. Means full exact.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. You have worked on Hibernate.
Yes.
Can you explain like what is many-to-many relationship?
uh, when one entity means if the relationship in that if one entity has a relation with another entity is with many, like one object can be in from the one entity has to be mapped to the multiple object in the second entity, and same as vice versa,
Huh?
then it will be like many to many relationship.
Hmm.
Maybe we write at the rate many to many in our entity. In that we pass the properties like mainly we make it a fetch type lazy, and depending on our requirement according to then we write the cascade type. And say, same as notation we need to write in the uh, both the entities where which has the relationship. And in means in it may there may be the problem of circular call when we are making the application. Means one method is called entity is calling the second, and second entity is calling the first one.
Hmm.
So we can add the JSON ignore in this. Means we can use the JSON ignore also while writing the entity with we add the many to many relationships.
Okay. Can you write any sample configuration and explain that?
Say suppose I am making uh, entity container where we have class means we have done okay, like content, and we have more Yes, that is the right term. So here I have one entity class, and this is a second
Yeah, yeah,
entity.
understood, understood. Yeah. That's it from my side, Anisha. If you have any questions, you can ask.
And
Okay, then we'll wind up. Thanks for your time.
uh,
Okay, bye. Chalo.